Hello everyone, hello, welcome to another episode of Talk to NG. If you have noticed in most of my videos, I love playing music. If you listen to worship music like the ones I'm playing, it helps to calm you and also uplift your spirit, especially when you're going through difficult times. Today, I've got a very interesting story I'd love to share with you guys. It's interesting, but it's also heartbreaking. And I pray that as many that will watch this, it will help amend your home and also teach you all the necessary steps you need to take when faced with such challenges. But trust God that none of you will go through such challenge that I will be reading out to you today. But I'm just going to go into the story. It says, hello NG. I have a heartbreaking story I would love to share with your viewers. And also would love you to shed some light on, as someone out there might be going through the same thing I experienced in my husband's hand and family. My experience with the man I loved, my husband, the father of my children, was a traumatizing one. Several years into our marriage, I noticed a strange behavior from my husband. He will go to work and he will not return. And when I try reaching him on the phone, he will ignore my calls. And if he manages to pick up my call, he will give me one excuse or the other as to why he was not able to come home. One day, my husband went to work and did not come back for 3 days. I wanted to call the police, but the family members I spoke to told me not to bother because they believe he is okay and will be back when he is ready, as he is a man. It sounds funny when somebody says to you, don't bother calling the police, and you have been looking for somebody for 3 days and they say to you, don't bother, he's a man. Isn't that strange? The fourth day, I was fed up of not hearing from him and decided to keep calling his phone until someone answers. To my surprise, a lady picked up the call and shouted at me to stop calling the husband's phone, that he is the father of our twin children, and she ended the call. When I heard the news, I was shocked and disappointed at him. I cried for days. And the most painful part was the way that I and my children were treated by the family. Few months after the incident, the family came to the property owned by my husband and drove I and my children away, claiming I have done something to their brother and must go and look for him, or else they would deal with me brutally. Angie, my children are scattered all over the place with their friends' family. And they are just 16, 14, 12, and 10 years. And I am stuck right now in a brothel selling my body for money to fend for myself and my children. Because I left my job years ago to look after my children, which he approved of. The life I am living is dangerous and risky, and I am stuck in it, as this is the only way I feel I can survive. Woman, I must say to you, that is not the only way you can survive. There are other ways you can survive. I understand your predicament. I understand what you're passing through right now. But there are other ways you can survive. Now, I must say, the way you were treated by the man you trusted, the man you love, the man you call your husband, the man you have gone through various challenges with, the man you have loved, the man you have smiled with, is really sad. It is very important for couples that are married to always have what they call communication in their marriage. Communication is key. In every relationship, communication is important. I don't understand how a woman will be calling the husband that have not been home for days, and the man will not pick up her call. It is absolutely wrong. When you're married to a woman, for some people they will tell you, oh, you keep calling me, you keep bothering me, you're disturbing my phone, blah, blah, blah. I don't get it. Communication is important in marriage. You imagine something happens to somebody's wife and they're trying to reach their husband. And the man, because he feels the woman is probably stalking him or trying to know what he or she is doing, and the woman is not picking call or the man is not picking call, I don't think that's right. As couples that are married, that are one, that profess to love one another, if you're at work, yes, we know your work is where, where you've gone to earn money. But then it doesn't stop communication with you and your wife. What about your lunch break? What about your lunch hour? You can use that time to call your wife. And also, if it is the woman that is behaving in this manner, your lunch break, your lunch time, you can use it to speak to your husband. Communication is key. So I don't get it if a man says, oh, she's calling me too much, except you have something you're hiding. Your wife should be your best friend. If you want to chat, you have anything troubling you, sometimes people discuss work. If there's anything troubling them, or sometimes they call each other and say, oh, today's workload is something else. And the chat, you hearing your wife or your husband lift you up, helps you for the day. I must say, what you did to your wife is wicked. It is brutal. And also, for your family to say to a woman that have not seen the husband for 3 days, not to call the police, I do not understand. I feel there is something your family knows about. That was why they told the woman not to bother calling you. It could be that there are things you have been telling your family about the woman. Maybe they know you don't love the woman, or maybe they know there's something you're doing outside. Because at the end of the day, in the email she sent to me, she's saying a woman picked up your call after 3 days that you have not been home. When she called you the 4th day, a woman picked up your call, which means something has been fishy from day one, and your family, they are aware of it. And it has come out to light. A woman telling your own wife that you are the father of her twin children. Why are some men like this? Do they understand that when they have children here and there, they are only causing problem? When they die, they say to them, rest in peace. Are you really going to rest in peace? Are you really going to rest in peace? After having children with various women, and they are not aware of it. It's not like it's something that you told them from day one. I am going to be married with someone, which is not even right. Because I don't know how people balance that love. I don't know how they share love between two women. I don't get it. You agreed, if it's something you agreed with her, fine. But you did not agree with her. This is something you are doing secretly. This is something you are plotting behind her. And plotting with your family, because I feel they know something about it. Because for them to say to your wife that she should not bother calling that you are a man, in this part of the world where we are in, if somebody is missing and you do not inform the police, you become their #1 suspect. Because if he's your family member and you have not seen them for how many hours, you are supposed to call the police and let them know something is going on. Okay, for this woman to meet the family to say, I want to call the police, I am worried. I've been trying to reach my husband, and you guys are aware for 3 days that this man has not come home, and you are telling the woman not to call. That means you know something about it. There's something you guys are plotting against the woman. Or you're already know about the woman outside. And for the family to go as far as, after a couple of months, to go to the house and chase the woman and her children out. Oh my God. What is wrong with some African people with land issue? What is wrong with some African people with property issue, with house they did not have, properties that does not belong to them, something they did not work for? You want to take what does you did not work for, you want to take over it and chase the person out of the property and chase their children out of the property? Probably when the man was suffering, you were not there. It could be that it was the woman that suffered with this man until he got to that stage. When they soak Gary together, you were not there. And all of a sudden, the man have made it. Yeah, you are coming around. It's my family, it's my brother, and then looking for a way to chase the man, even our children, out of the property, to take over the property. This is wickedness. I still have a lot I want to shed light on regarding this story. And I'll love you viewers to stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back to Talk to Angie channel. Before the break, I was talking about the way the family treated this woman and her children is very bad. The way that this woman and her children were treated is very bad. Because as far as this case is concerned, that house belonged to the woman and her children. The woman outside is a strange woman. The woman outside is a baby mama. And from the look of things, it looks as if this man must have, encouraged you guys to go and do what you did. Yes, there's a possibility he did that. Because you cannot just walk boldly to the house where the wife and children are and chase them out of the house, claiming that she knows the whereabouts of your brother, or she must have done something to the man you people said she should not call the police on. She should not call the police when she was looking for the man. It is heartbreaking. Now, this is why it is important for every woman that is married to be prayerful. 1 Thessalonians 5:17 said, pray without ceasing. Any woman that is married, you must be prayerful. Even if you are not married, you must pray God that, God should bring you a man that is God-fearing, that fears Him. There are so many men out there. They claim to fear God, but they don't fear God. It is very important for every woman to be prayerful, to constantly pray for their husband, to constantly pray for their children, to constantly pray for the progress of their family. Because you don't know who is watching, who is looking out for your downfall. When you constantly pray to God, He will fight your battles. He will exalt you before your enemies. Now, in the case of this woman, when you were chased away from the house, you never thought of going to your family. How did you end up in a brothel? When you chased away in the middle of the night and probably the person you ran into that helped you, introduced you to this business, how I wish you mentioned how you got into this business in your email. You have a family. Even if you were chased out of the house in the midnight, you would have at least begged the family of your children where your children are staying. Because according to your email, you said they are staying with their friend's family. You should have begged them to please just abhor you for the night. And the following day, if it will take you to beg them to borrow you some money, just to transport yourself to where your family are. If your family are very far from where your husband lives, you should have begged them for it and said you will pay back. What example are you laying for your children for going to a brothel to sell your body, to look after yourself and your children? There are things you can do. There are women that work in the restaurant. They help people to wash dishes in restaurants just to get money. Now, what is your stand now? What will be your what you will use? When your family, like your husband's side, when they come to say anything, you have nothing to say. Because there is nothing you can say, because you are not yet divorced and you are in the brothel, you're selling your body. That is wrong. Even if you were divorced, brothel selling your body is not an option. Like you said in your email, you said it's dangerous. You said you see a lot of risky things in this business you're doing. So why are you there? Why didn't you beg your children's family to say, please, can I just spend the night with my children in this house so that tomorrow I can proceed to my family's house as a responsible woman? I'm not trying to make things more difficult for you. I just want to be sincere to tell you, you know, what I think. And it's just my own personal opinion. Some other people might see, you know, something different from what I'm saying, but that's just my own personal opinion. You should have spent the night there and beg them to please lend you money to be able to transport yourself to wherever your family are the following day. If this happened in the middle of the night and you didn't know where to go. And there's a possibility, okay, maybe you told them, but they didn't want you to stay in their home. Or because they have experience. People have harbored their friends in their home. And their friend have turned out to be the one that destroyed their marriage. People have tried to help strangers. And the stranger they help have become the one that destroyed their home. My sister, Brothel, it's not the only way you can survive, because you're saying that is your only means of survival now. No, it is not the only means of survival. Even if you had gone on the street to beg for money, you would have been more dignified than what you are doing right now, because the example you are laying to your children is not right at all. So some women, some men, I don't know why they can be this mean and wicked to their wife. And I'm sure some women too, they do it to men. They do it to men. Some women too are married, but they will go outside there to do all sort of havoc. And there are some parts, there are some traditions that when you go and do such, you bring problem to your home. If one is not ready for marriage, it's better you don't get married. Rather than get married and all of a sudden you go outside and then you start bringing problem from nowhere. Because if you did not open yourself as a man to another woman, she will not be able to use any diabolical means on you. If you're a prayerful man with your family, with your wife, and you guys are praying together as a family, there are things that the enemy will plot against you and it will not work because you're in agreement. This is a very sad story. And woman, what I would advise you to do is to start planning how you will leave that business. Leave that job you are doing. Just for the sake of your children, you need to leave that business and look for a better, responsible job to do. You need to look for a responsible job to do. If you prayerfully ask God to help you, He will help you, He will step in, and He will make a way for you. I pray that the Lord will help you. By the time you have a rethink, pray and leave this business and look for a better job to do, He will perfect all that concern you. It will perfect all that concern your children. I pray that the Lord will help you. If you are watching me out there and you are going through the same experience this woman has just is going through, I pray the Lord will help you and give you wisdom. Because the Bible says that oppression make a wise man mad. Maybe this woman is doing this now because that is the only thing that came to her mind that particular time, because she was frustrated. But the Lord will give you wisdom. No matter the challenges and difficulties you are faced with, you will not take decisions out of anger. I hope I've been able to touch somebody with the story I shared today. Please, if you have anything you want to advise this woman, go to the comment section and advise her on what you think she can do to help her children, to help her family, and also pray for her. A lot of people are going through a lot out there. When we pray for each other, when we uplift each other, the Lord will bless us too. Please, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the notification button so anytime I post my video, you'll be the first person to know. Thank you for watching and God bless. Bye bye.